Bum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum. Take some time and say good morning to each other. I'll be right there. Say good morning to each other. Hugs all around. Chocolate donuts to the newbies. Exchanging numbers. Taking down the DetroitMushLab.net number. It's good morning time. Bong rips, take them as you need them. Stay away from Australia right now. We think it's winter down there. It's summer. Heard Jesus Christ was running around Australia wearing Speedos. Simply a rumor. The head of our HR department running around in Australia wearing Speedos right now. It's a visual. What do you think about that, Eggs? The head of your HR department's running around in Australia in the outback in Speedos. CCS, that's a hard pass. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ says something up. I'm streaking. Cobalt, I'm glad you're getting over it. I've had a flu for 7 months. Jesus Christ, what are you doing with those Speedos in Australia? Put the Speedos back on. It's a visual. Michael Brown, you're creepy. TMI, TMI. Michael Brown, I have mine on right now. Yeah, I'm wearing mine. You guys know what kind of underwear Pops wears? Real quick, what kind of underwear does Pop wear? Real quick, what kind of underwear does Pops wear? I'm waiting for an answer. No, Commando, no. Hager Bump, you're on the wheel. I'm putting you on the wheel. Eggs. He's got it right. He's a veteran. Eggs knows. All right. For the new people, you guys don't know yet. Wait, oh, geez, wait. Lights, camera, action. Eggs, you know us too well. That gym class we spent together all the way through high school, Eggs knows. Eggs has seen my underwear. What kind of underwear do I wear? Burger King, home of the Big Whopper. Eggs, I'm putting you on the board. I'm not kidding you. I'm on the spin wheel. When I ask rando questions like that and you can answer them, boop, that proves you're a vet. Higgs and I went to gym class together back in the 70s, you guys. I didn't know that Higgs had seen my underwear back then. I didn't know that. But clearly, he had. Okay. Don't let me get carried away because I could talk about underwear for the next hour. Okay? What do you want for your birthday under there? What do you want for your birthday under there? Underwear. What size? Okay, we studied under Coach Carmine. That's exactly right. Coach Carmine, whew, with the paddle. Remember he had a paddle? He had drilled holes in the paddle. big paddle. It's like 3 times the size of a ping pong paddle. And he had drilled holes, taken his paddle home. Coach Carmine. Remember Higgs? And just randomly, it wasn't even like a good pattern. He was just drilling holes all over the paddle. So when it went through the air, there was less resistance and he could really get you for a good swat. Remember that? Coaches could swat you. Whoever got swatted, tell the truth. Kimberly, did they do that in the girls' gyms? It was a holy paddle for sure, Trip, but not for holy reasons. Pops got swatted. I got caught. Oh, I don't want to tell that story. Not today. I'm a victim of a swat. Oh yeah, there's splinters too. He never cleaned up. He never deburred the holes. So poop, splinter, poop. Honey, Chrissy, why do you have splinters in your ass? What? What? Did Coach Carmine call you, Mom? You never wanted to tell your mom. You just limped home. Back then, you didn't go home and tell. It was like, I never told. My dad would have swatted me way worse than the coach did. Oh, so the coach got you for that? He should have given you this. I would have gotten like a triple spot. No, I'm not ratting the coach out. No. At the end of the day, there's no doubt in my mind I deserved it. But you don't deserve to be swatted. But that was, that's what they did. That's what they did. Jolie, did you ever get swatted? I can't picture Jolie. One swat, she'd fly across the room. Tiny little thing. Who else got swatted? Big Al just quit. He said, I'm not going to high school. If they're going to swat me, I'm not going. That's it. That's my reason. Whiskey got paddled for trading garbage pail kid cards. Come here, boys. Come here, boys. Seriously, Shy, there's no question you did. You went on to serve. You became a veteran. You got swatted in the service, I'm sure. Whiskey, they can't do it for trading cards. We had a teacher called Elmer. His paddle was called Elmer. Whiskey, I know that takes me way back too, Greenie. Garbage pail kids. They were so disgusting. What parent let their kids play with those? Think about it. Hi, I'm Stinky Winky. Oh, really? I'm Crappy McDappy. Like, they were creepy. Flies buzzing around in the pictures and stuff. What are you doing? I wouldn't let my kids play with a garbage pail kid. Smelly Sally? Okay, what? I don't believe you guys. Big Al played with them and then quit high school. Okay? I was unsuspendable. Snotty Susie. I don't believe you guys. Do they really have, I know I've seen the cards. Disgusting. Okay? How do we get off on this subject? Where'd we go? Where'd we go left? All right, so here we go. Oh, I know, swats. We're getting swatted for doing stuff. Okay, Mark tried. Mark, please suspend me. I need a vacation. It started from getting swatted, Trip. Here we go. Who knew back then when we got a good swat, 40 years later it would be a laughing stock of America. Okay? Oh, Mark, your mom protected you. I get it. Anyways, let's move on because I have a question for you guys. I have a question for you. Atom bombs. That was one of them, Big Al. Big Al has them memorized. Big, do you still have some of the cards? Biggie, tell the truth. Big, do you have some of the cards still? shoebox, back drawer, junk drawer, anywhere. Biggie, do you have any of the cards still? Ah, there you are, Jeffrey. Missed you, my friend. New Zealand Jesus. Biggie, I'm asking, real quick. Ah, big. You just missed a chance to get on the board. If you'd have pulled out a card and showed us a card, I was going to put your name on the board. Yeah, Jeffrey Hodgson. You guys all say hello to Jeffrey Hodgson real quick. You know Jeffrey. Ginger Jesus. Jeffrey's been around for 3 years with Pops. Back in the OG days. And he's in New Zealand right now, checking up on Jesus Christ, who's in Australia. So Jeffrey's very active. Don't think it's easy to play marijuana and mycology games in New Zealand. It is not. It is not. That is a place where you're a warrior if you're doing the things that Jeffrey's doing. He's front lines, picketing, passing out flyers, going to events. He's been spotted by all the locals, like that's the guy, you gotta watch out. And he doesn't care, he keeps his head up high, and he's pushing a message forward internationally. Internationally. Like he's my guy. Good work happening here. He just said there's good work happening there. That's because of people like you, Jeffrey. I was preaching yesterday. One person makes a difference. One person can make a difference. You can mobilize your whole community. So, nice to see you here this morning, my good friend. Jeffrey's the exact opposite of Jesus Christ, just so you guys know. No, that kind of stuff. He's serious and he's dedicated, and Jesus Christ is still ripping bong loads over there in Australia. I'm teasing. Jesus Christ is just as serious about this message as we are. He just has a funny way of giving it to us. And the show wouldn't be the same without our director of human resources running around in Australia wearing Speedos. Or not. Depends. Depends on the weather. If you're an American, when you go to the bathroom, and you're an American when you come out of the bathroom, what are you in the bathroom? You're an American going in. Oh, you come out, you're an American. What are you while you were in the bathroom? European. European. Okay. I didn't say you're Australian, JC. Okay, but you're a European. Okay, Derek Anderson, he appreciated that one. Tiffany's going, Tiffany, can I use that one, Pops? Can I do that? Yeah, Tiffany, you can use that one. Okay? You're a European. Oh, this is silly. Okay? You ever had a can opener? Can opener, and you go to start using it, doesn't work? What do you call that? You call it a can't opener. Yeah, that's what you call it, a can't opener. Okay. My reaction's better than the joke itself. Okay, Trip. Okay. Tad! Tad got that one. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right. Okay, okay. There are three types of people in the world. Three types. Three. There are those who can count and those who can't. I hope I don't need to explain that to you. Next one, okay? Up the street, my neighbor, there was like a funeral recently for my neighbor. I didn't know him, never met the fella, okay? But I found out that he was an Italian chef and he passed away. No neighbor, no Italian chef neighbor. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. No. All right. How about this one? It's all fake. Two muffins are sitting in an oven. Two muffins. They're sitting in an oven. One turns to the other and says, "Wow, it's pretty hot in here." The other one shouted out, "Wow, a talking muffin!" Okay, okay. Household item you don't need. Household item you don't need. I'll tell you a household item I don't need. I don't need a vacuum. All it does is sit around collecting dust. Yeah, I sold it the other day. All it does is collect dust. Okay? I know you want one more. Okay, I know you want one more. All right, I'm gonna give you one. That really sucked, didn't it? That joke sucked. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you one more, Tad. This one's for Tad. Tad, what is Forrest Gump's email password? One, Forrest, one. Okay. Final one. This is history. This is history. This is history right here. One, Forrest, one. Okay, okay, okay. Did you hear? Did you hear about? Hey, stop it. Did you hear about the guy who invented the knock knock joke? Did you hear about that? The guy that invented the knock knock joke. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Prize. Okay, okay, okay. That was the last one. He won the Nobel Prize, Paige. Oh, stop it. Okay, okay, okay. I'm through. I can't do any more. Well, Dad just got it. One more. One more. All right. This is one more. Well, I'll give you one more. That's it, though. I promise. One more. Did you hear about the fire? Did you hear about the fire in the shoe factory? There's a fire in the shoe factory. Yeah. 10,000 souls were lost. The police said some heel probably started it. 10,000 souls were lost, eggs. And you know what heel started it? Okay. That was it. You can't force me to do another one. It was probably a high heel, Sandy said. He had just taken a rip. And he dropped it. Yep, it was a high heel. That's even better. That's even better. Okay. Ting. Perfect, Sandy. Okay. No, Dad, we're going to save him. Stop it, Dad. You know I want to keep doing it. You know I do. Don't tease me. Okay? Oh, gosh. Give me 10 people that liked the morning jokes. Give me 10 people. My eyes are watering from joking so much. Okay? We're jokesters. We're funny. Okay? We're funny. You guys' responses are what's funny. All right? All right, good stuff. Good stuff. We got to get some jokes in. We got to laugh in the morning. Right? That's one of the things that gets your whole system going. Some of us, tighten up the old abs. Tad, you don't even have to do your sit-ups this morning. You're laughing so much this morning. Okay? Let's get somebody on the board for Friday. I need another name. Give me a number between 1 and 50. Give me a number between 1 and 50. If you already won last week, you can't go on this week. Give me a number between 1 and 50. And I'll keep track over here. Okay, we got it. Little Roy. Little Roy's not been on there for anything. Little Roy got it with the 5. Little Roy, it was a 5. And that was the first 5 I saw on my screen. So Little Roy, be around on Friday. I'm putting your name on the big spin board. Be around on Friday. And I'm going to give it a spin and give away 2 or 3 big prizes. Because I don't want to wait all the way till Friday, you guys. I just don't want to wait all the way till Friday. I'll get a couple more names for the board today. But at the end of today, let's give away an 1/8 of Ghost. Okay? I'm like having the heebie-jeebies waiting till Friday to mail you guys something. And speaking of the mail. Remember the packages that we showed you guys yesterday? Remember, and I had the confession. I said, gosh, it's been 4 or 5 days since I've made it to the mailbox. I went out yesterday, and I'm going to scrape all of the snow and stuff off of my car and get it ready to pack up and go. Send all this stuff. Well, I go out. And I'm not kidding you, the layers of ice and just the way the snow, it's going to take me a good 2 hours to get the car cleared. No kidding. Tad, it's crazy. And I'm going like a snow, then a layer of ice, then snow, and like I got lasagna layers on the car. And I'm like, But I'm going to do it because I have to send packages. If not, there's no way in the world. I'm getting ready to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call a Uber and have Uber guy come pick me up and take me with my box full of felonies and take me over to the post office. Okay? I'm thinking, let me have the Uber man be an accessory after the fact, during the fact. Okay? Ignorance is no excuse of the law, sir. All right? You're going down with me. Anyways, I'm coming up with a plan because I can't let you guys down. And your guy's buddy, otherwise known as Brock, comes along and he's got a backpack. Big old backpack. He goes, Pops, why don't you load up the backpack? Because I need to take a walk anyways. I'll walk him down to the post office. And I'm like, you couldn't possibly do that, could you? No, don't. And I'm going, no, please don't even, no, you couldn't possibly, it's cold out. No, I need the exercise. And I'm like, I know what he's thinking. He's trying to take care of the business for you guys and me. And I'm like, inside I'm like, should I let him? Shouldn't I let him? Should I let him? Should I Uber? Brock, Uber. He's pretty much insisting. I'm like, sounds good to me. And then I'm going to drop him a little tip in his Cash App later. Don't even tell him, but like a little delivery fee, right? He doesn't know. He loads up all of the packages. Okay? And no, our regular postman will not take them in from here. He just, somewhere 3 years ago, he was like, no, you have to take those in yourself. I'm like, really? I don't, really? Well, I've been taking them in ever since. So anyways, telling you the story. Brock packs up, takes off. He's not gone 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Comes back in the house, freezing cold. Snow on the end of his nose. I'm like, inside, I'm like, I don't blame him. I'm sure he bailed on the trip. I don't blame him. I don't even know why he decided to go in the first place. He comes back, takes off. He goes, you're not going to believe this one, Pops. I go, what's that? And he goes, well, once I got up to the corner, because I ran into a postman who was delivering packages in his truck. And I said, hey, is there any way you could take these packages in for me? He delivered them to the corner to a rando postman that's driving by. Rando postman says, sure, no problem, son, and pulled over. Now they're taking them one at a time out of the backpack and putting them in the back of the post office truck. Next thing you know, post office truck, okay, see you later. Drive away. And Brock's turning around back home, 12-minute run.
Everything is true.
Come here, B. Come here. True story?
Very true story.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Little does the postman know what's in the back of the truck, but... So the timing was perfect, too. He wouldn't have run into post guy, and he would have had to walk all the way to the post office. Instead, he had basically did a little jog to the end of the corner and back. I have to have a talk with my postman. Okay, what the hell? Rando's picking him up and you won't? I'm going to have a problem with Mitch pretty soon. We're going to have a new understanding. It's a great story, and I thanked him profusely. That means a lot. I thanked him a lot. Okay? And yes, Ted, I still did. Oh, you better believe it. He got it done. Carl, he either got lucky or kindness and the universe met together. I think that's what happened. Kindness and the universe met. I'm just reading you guys' comments here. Some good comments. He definitely earned it. Definitely. And you know what? Don't forget that the real reason that he was doing this, well, honestly, he was doing it to help me majorly. But he saw, like, as the stack was getting bigger and bigger, I was getting more and more. I got it. Car, freezing, rain. And like, my car being frozen in is not does not make for peace in my brain. Let's do a couple more. We're going to talk about spores a little bit more today. That'll be our last day of talking about spores, so we're going to round stuff up. Okay? Kyle, today's packages. That's a whole nother question, isn't it? Oh, geez. Thanks, Kyle. No pressure. Okay? We'll take care of it. We always do. The car's actually getting somewhat defrosted, but not really. This weather's not a defrosto weather. It's staying super cold out there. I mean, we're in the 5s. We're like in the 5s. It's cold. Probably gonna end up having an Uber. Okay? If Brock can't make friends with the new postman. Let's do some rando. I'm going to fire some rando information in here that covers things that we've already talked about. It's kind of a in summary, a spore summation. So we're going to do this spore summation for another 10, 15 minutes, and then I can't wait to talk about being impeccable. Okay? No, I'm not kidding you. It's a good negative. It's a good 5 degrees right now. Yeah. This is the first cold of the year here. This is our first real good snow. And it came in hard. And it's sitting right on top. Doesn't want to leave. How long does it take for a spore to become a mushroom? Boop, I'm a little guy. How long does it take for a spore to become a mushroom? Magic mushrooms can go from a spore to a mushroom in about 2 months. Takes about 2 months. We could talk about the cycle. We will be as we go along. Do spores turn into mycelium? Once released, the spores are like invisible seeds that float on the wind until they find a suitable environment. If they do, then the spores form a little mycelia that grow and start the cycle. Okay. What is a fun fact about spores? Spores have thick walls. They can resist high temperatures, high humidity, and other environmental conditions. The bacteria Clostridium form spores. These spores create the bacteria that cause a rare condition called gas gangrene and a type of colitis that is linked to the use of antibiotics. Why are some spores important? The spore of a mushroom contains all the necessary materials to form a new fungus. When the spores of a mushroom are released, they may travel a certain distance before they land. The single cell then sends out hyphae to establish fungus and gather food. What are mushroom spores called? Identifying what is and is not a mushroom requires a basic understanding of their macroscopic structure. Most basidiomycetes, which is what our type of mushrooms are gilled Their spores are called basidiospores. They're produced on those skills, and they fall in a fine rain of powder from under the cap. What's the lifespan of a spore? Unprotected, I got a spore sitting on my shelf. 3 spores sitting right there. What's the lifespan? Shelf life, they call that. What's the shelf life of a spore? 24 hours? Cleany says forever. R&R says 10 years. Michael Allen says 2. Sandy's going to say, it's a long time. Granny says, who knows? SSW's forever. I'll just read to you what they say here. Results show that dark-colored spores have a much extended longevity as compared to light-colored. Dark-colored spores of some species are viable to about 2.8 years, whereas light-colored spores are generally viable for a much shorter period of time. Your spores don't last forever. Not the viability of them. Okay? You can make them last longer by the way you store them, and we're going to discuss that. What is the mother of a spore? What is the mother of a spore? It's called a spore mother cell or a sporocyte. A sporocyte. It's a diploid cell that gives rise to 4 haploid spores by meiosis. That's down in that macrostructure. Okay? What was the first mushroom on Earth? What was the first mushroom on Earth? In 2019, May 2019, scientists reported the discovery of a fossilized fungus named Orosferia geraldi. It's in the Canadian Arctic. It may have grown on land 1 billion years ago, well before plants were living on land. That's it in the Arctic core where they found that spore. That's pretty amazing. What's the fastest spore? The fastest. A type of spore called Pilobolus crillisantis, otherwise known as the hat thrower, or dung cannon fungi. How would you like to be called that? I'm dung cannon. I sit on poop and I'm a cannon. It earns the title of one of the fastest known things on our planet. Poop cannon. Amazingly, the organism can reach speeds exceeding those of an Olympic gold medalist. Usain Bolt was once shot out of a poop cannon. Comparing his speed to the spore's speed. They came in just about, the spore beat Usain Bolt barely. It's a well-known fact. It happened in Jamaica. 2008, I believe. They shot Usain Bolt out of a dung cannon. Boom! It took off. The spore beat him to the finish line. Not a well-known fact, but it's not even true. Okay? Thanks. People say, who's Usain Bolt? Come on, fastest man in the world. You guys know who he is or was. Be faster than a dung cannon. Okay. All right. Can mycelium come back to life? Can mycelium come back to life? Yes. Yes, it can. If it was ever dead in the first place, it was probably, as Pennypack says, dormant. Speaking of Pennypack, Penny, sweetheart, I got your card. Thank you. You and I. Thank you, Penny. And then let's finish with this. Do spores create rain? Do spores create rain? The dispersal of vast numbers of hygroscopic basidiospores into the atmosphere above forest may have a significant role in the condensation of water in clouds and the formation of raindrops. Previous studies have suggested that fungal spores may operate as ice nucleating agents at lower temperatures. I think there's spores in our snowflakes. I think there's spores in our snowflakes that come down. They're going to end up getting evaporated back up and doing a whole cycle and stuff. Right? Okay, let's finish up with this. I found the most fascinating photo. Well, I think it's fascinating. Collecting spores. Collecting spores. There's whole studies for how do we know so much about spores? How do we know where they are? What are they doing? Are they flying through the air? Where are they landing? What's the volume of them? There's somebody's out there studying these things, am I right? And then they're writing stuff that we get to disperse and understand. But there's actual field people out there doing the work. You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, how do you gather spores? How do you gather spores so you could count how many there are, so you could bring them back to the lab to study them? How do you gather them? Do you go out there with a bunch of swabs? Like you're just like a backpack filled with swabs. Swabby, 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 swab, 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 swabby, swab. How many swabs would you go through in a day if you're out there trying to collect? Did you know? I didn't. Did you know that there's a machine made for spore collecting? spore collector. You set up your spore collectors at the end of a field or in a certain area, and the machine collects spores, auto spore collector. You just come along and you take the collector, pick up what was collected, and you take it back to the laboratory for analysis. Who knew? Once in a while, I think one of these wacko-looking machines sitting at the end of somebody's cornfield in Iowa, spore collecting, they're probably trying to figure out how many spores are flying through the cornfield. Who wants to see a picture of a spore collector? I have one right here. Who wants to see a picture of a spore collector? What does it look like, Pops? What the heck are you talking about, a spore collector? You guys didn't know this. You had to come to Tea with Pops to find out there's machines set up at the end of the fields and out in certain areas that they're trying to find out what's the sporulation rate of expolloshaloshi. You guys ready? Here's the machine. Here's the machine. It's like a weather vane. Okay, so it's going to rotate based off of the wind. When the wind's blowing this way, this is going to be the collection area. I'll show you in a minute. And it's doing all of this. It's got a fan motor. Okay. It's got a motor, bearings, all of this whole thing gets mounted. And then what happens is the wind's blowing and the spores get collected. Well, they don't get collected here. They're actually going to get collected in plates that are down in here. But this right here keeps the whole thing directed in the direction of the wind. Here's a picture of it being used out in the field. This lady's setting one up at the end of the orchard. It's obviously solar powered. Okay, here it is. And it's going to be collecting spores. And then the spores get deposited into these plates, the spore collection plates. And then all they have to do is go out, boop, take the spore collection plates out of the machine, out of the collector. They go in, take the spore collection plates out, probably put them in plastic bags and stuff, evidence sample, replace the plate, make sure the system's running, and they go back. Who knew that? I didn't know that. Spore collection machines. Wow. So once in a while, you're going to see out there at the end of the field, you're going to see some wackadocious looking machine. You're going to know. You're going to tell your friend, oh yeah, I can tell you what that is. They actually, what do they call it? They call it a volumetric spore trap. Dad, it's called a volumetric spore trap. Obviously, they're trying to capture spores and measure their volume. And then I'm sure they can find out other information from it as well. And this is a new method for identifying fungal spores. By the way, in the spore trap, on those traps that you remove, it filters different spores. So like, okay, this tray is going to have these spores, and this tray is going to have these spores. A volumetric spore trap. Things you find out at Tea with Pops. Finally, we're going to talk about, actually, you know what? We're going to wait. I'll discuss this with you guys in full detail tomorrow. Full. We're going to talk about how to make a spore print, but I'm not just going to do this part. There's 2 or 3 little hints that this doesn't give us that we'll discuss. Okay, so hang in there. We're still going to cover, I ran into that volumetric spore trap. I thought I'd share that. So we did that today. We'll do the spore print information tomorrow. I want to read to you out of Radical Mycology some of the stuff that he talks about when you're printing your spores. Tedious, but important. So let's, I'm going to put that till tomorrow. We have about 15 minutes left today. We still have to get one more person for the board. We're going to still give this 1/8 of Ghost away, a little sampler to somebody at the end of today. But in the meantime, well, anybody that wants to know about spore prints, that's my cliffhanger to make you come back tomorrow. In case you weren't going to come back because you just love the show. Now you're coming back just so you can learn that tomorrow. Okay? The Radical Mycology was written by Peter McCoy. It's written by Peter McCoy. It's literally the Bible for mycology to me. It's got everything you could ever ask for and then 1,000 things more that you don't need. Come for info, stay for the jokes, Sandy. Okay? So we'll do spore prints tomorrow. I promise. So we're talking about being impeccable with the word. We spent some time yesterday with explaining to you my concept of sinning, where I go immediately to the symbology of an archer. And when I think of sin that way, I don't feel guilty if I miss. I'm just an archer trying to do the best I can. And I'll get better the more I shoot. When I'll never be good is when I quit, if I stop taking shots. If I love myself, a lot of us don't. We weren't really taught that. We were taught to love the image of what yourself is supposed to be. And so many of us fall short, of that image that was painted for me by my culture, by my programs, by the dreamers of the world. I fell so short so often that I just lied. I pretended to be where I was supposed to be. I was just a hypocrite instead. I'd just fake it. And then it wasn't the real me at all. And now you're swimming in this morass of bullshit. Because I just wasn't being honest. They're not going to like me if they know me. Does anybody think that? Does anybody think that? They're not going to like me if they know me. That's when the clown makeup comes out. You start putting it on. And how do you want me to look, honey? That's what we were taught, you guys. How come all of us feel the same way? You think you're some rando one-off? We're not. The dreams of this world taught us that. That is exactly what the dreams of the world taught. We were not taught to love ourselves. Later on, that becomes self-help. That becomes, it even becomes, they start making fun of it. There's characters. What was that one character on Saturday Night Live? What was his name? Where he was like, you know what I'm talking about? Where he was like, you have to love yourself, or what was that? We, in comedy and in things, people like me. Stuart something, what's his name? We turn it into cult and cultural icons and heroes. Was Smiley? Stuart Smiley. Smalley. Stuart Smalley. That's it. You guys got it. It's exactly. I remember watching that guy go, oh, this is a bunch of self-help. Stuart couldn't change unless Stuart started saying those things to himself. Stuart actually got it before the rest of us. And we all laughed at him. We all thought that was hilarious. Our culture taught us to laugh at that. What a bunch of maroons. They love themselves. You're supposed to have unconditional love for everyone else. Loving yourself is selfish. That's it, Herbie. I'm good enough and smart enough and doggone it, people like me. He kept saying that he was creating a new agreement for himself because the world's given him a completely different agreement. It's done the same thing to a lot of us here. A lot of us are coming out of that agreement. If I love myself, I will express that love. How? How do I express my love? For myself. How do I express my love for myself? Go look in the mirror. You're lovely. Take a couple of trips to the barber shop. Oh, I'm going to go get a massage. I love myself. I'm going to flex in the mirror for about an hour. How do you express your love for yourself? Why do you guys have to be nasty about it? It doesn't have to be nasty. Don't do that. How do you express love for yourself? I express it in my interactions with you. I express it in my interactions with you. That's how I express it. I love myself. It pours out of me into you. I'm a vessel. If I love myself, I will express that love in my interactions with you. And then I'm being impeccable with my word. I'm not going to pick on you and tell you there's something wrong with you. And that wouldn't be loving myself. Loving myself is lifting you up. Loving myself is telling you, gosh darn it, you're good enough. Treating you like you really are Stuart Smalley. You don't put yourself first, but you become first because you're not sinning against yourself now. When we sin against ourselves is when we're not expressing love for others. What are you doing with your time then? Wasting it somewhere, somehow. Like actions create like reactions. If I love you, you will love me. That's what's missing in our Middle East. Everywhere in the world. Ukraine and Russia. Can you imagine if one of them just put down the gun, said, I love you, man? I'm not talking about he's going to get shot. What if they had a different agreement? I love you. You're going to love me. We don't even need a border anymore. We don't have to have settlements with barbed wire. Let's put the barbed wire companies out of business. It's so basic. It's so basic. But instead, we'll kill each other. They've been taught to hate to such a degree that it's generationally deep. It's been going on since the 40s, man. Well, historically longer. What the? Who's going to teach them to love themselves? When you talk, you're an Israeli guy and you're talking to that goddamn Palestinian, you're not loving yourself. Same thing, Palestinian guy. Israeli, you are now you're part of the problem. You're getting what you give. You know, it's very natural. If I insult you, you're going to insult me. It's supernatural. If I come along and I just say, you know that whiskey, what a son of a bitch. Whiskey should probably say, you know that pot. Next thing you know, we're at war. Word war. That's natural. What a sick nature we have. But it's natural. If I insult you, you're going to insult me. I have a different version. If I lift you up, you're going to lift me up. When I'm sick and I'm hurting and I'm laying on the couch and I can't move, who got the messages? Who got the overwhelming pops get well, we're thinking of yous? Who got the overwhelming? Who got soups in the mail? Who got all of that? This guy did. You get what you give. You lift people up. You treat them. This is what they taught us back in school. Treat them like you want to be treated. If I have gratitude for you, you'll have gratitude for me. If I'm selfish with you, I would expect you to be selfish with me. I would expect that from you. And in my world, you should. I should get exactly back what I've given. If I'm selfish with you, you should be selfish with me. I'll have that agreement. That isn't the agreement I usually use, though. I use this one. If I'm not selfish with you, don't be selfish with me. And I'm not talking about your material goods. I'm talking about go ahead and let me see who you really are. I promise you can't chase me away. I promise you can't tell me a story about you that'll make me say, that's it, I don't want to be your friend. Can't. There isn't a single story out there that can chase me away from being your friend. Because I have a bunch of them. I've been telling stories for 3 years here. I haven't lost a single friend. Did you know that? I used to keep all of this stuff inside. No, I can't. You can't see that. You can only see the perfect pastor guy. Take that cloth off. Put the real one on. I promise you, you can't chase me away from being your friend. Why? Why? Because I'm some big tough. Why? Because I want to treat you the same way I want you to treat me. Don't run away when I tell you my story about me. Pops, you really robbed a gas station? Do you want to hear that story? But then they won't respect me. Respect. We have all kinds of stories we can tell. You can't chase me away. I haven't been able to chase 19,800 of you away. If I use the word as a spell, and I put it on you, then you can do the same thing to me. I choose, and I think you guys see this as a consistent pattern with my flaws. Not telling you we're perfect here. You see a lot of practice here between myself and Brock. Mush, I love you. You're not. There's no stuck. I choose you. I choose you. There's no stuck with you. This is a choice. Why would I choose somebody like Mushmouth, who gets in his head and says, I'm not worthy? Why would I choose someone like Mushmouth? Because when Mushmouth starts coming up with new agreements in his brain, he's going to be one of the most powerful men on the planet. When he starts to assume the power that he has, he's just in his learning phases right now. He's barely out of diapers, but he's here. When Mushmouth really gets it, and he's here every day to keep getting it. But I've seen him. I know him. I met him. I felt his spirit personally. I was like, this guy's special. This is a special man. We got to make him know it. And you know what he's done? He runs from these kind of situations, from relationships, etc. He does. He isn't running here. He's tried about 3 or 4 times. Not here. We see you, and we're going to watch you grow. And we are doing this with a powerful spell. A powerful spell. Right, Penny? We're a bunch of witches and warlocks when we're at Mushmouth. We're spelling each other up big time. That's what happens. So we'll keep talking about this tomorrow. If I use the word to put a spell on you, you're going to put a spell on me. I don't want any negative spells put on me. I've had them. I've had fake ones made up, gossiped out there. I don't want negative spells on me. So I'm not putting any on you. We'll pick that up some more tomorrow. Mushy, thanks for letting me make you a target there. It's a well-meant target on purpose. You're so on your way, bro. You're so on your way. You're a guy that wouldn't even show up regularly. Now he's actually commenting. There's so much power in each of us. Each one of us, we have so much power. Let me just ask this question. Let me just ask this question using myself as an example. Do I seem like a powerful person to you? I'm not talking about in the world. Powerful being. I'm asking about Pops. Do I seem like a powerful being to you? Not cultly, not any other way. Just look at this guy. He just seems like he's getting it. You know where it's coming from? Is trying every day to be impeccable. Every day. Say the words that are real. Say the words that are truthful. Make them positive spells. I got goosebumps right now. Because we're gathering around us that same energy. We're gathering around us that same power. And it's all coming from our words. Our words become our actions. Because I can't say I'm going to do something, not do it. That becomes a lie. That's not impeccable. My word. I say I'm going to do something, boop, do it. You know what happens at the end of the day? I look back, oh man, I did everything I said I was going to do. There's not even anything left on my to-do list today. Power. Power. You want to flex? Flex at the end of the day when you look at your to-do list and it's done. You didn't even transfer anything to tomorrow. If you can look at your to-do list at the end of the day and it's all done, you know what that says to me? See, my to-do list, I usually transfer one or two things to tomorrow. Didn't quite get to it. But it's on tomorrow's list already today. Usually, if I don't transfer something, it meant my list was too small. I wasn't asking the best of myself that day. That's what it means. If I can look at the end of the day and I look, because I love looking at my to-do list and go, yep, checked off, boop, boop, boop. There's one here and two, okay, put those on tomorrow's list. You know where you are? You're sleeping like a baby. And you can't wait to get up tomorrow and hit the list. Let's do that 8th giveaway. Give me a number between 1 and 50. Go. 1 and 50. Caw-caw, caw-caw. Give me a number between 1 and 50. You can put up to 3 of them on the line at one time. I'm trying to give away an 8th of Ghost to you guys. Okay? I'm trying to give one of these away. So come and grab this from me. Put the right number on the screen and you can have it from me to you. I couldn't wait till Friday to give something away. I've got to give away heebie-jeebies. Like I got to send something. Now, it might not go out in the mail till Friday. DBS Coins. DBS Coins said 22. The answer was 22. DBS. Dibs Coin. Dibs, send me your address. I'm going to send you this 8th of Ghost. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to do a couple of fun things, get some more names ready for the board. Another giveaway or two. Can we keep talking about being impeccable tomorrow? DBS Coins, you know how to get a hold of me, right? The DetroitMushLab.net. Give me 10 people that said we can keep talking about being impeccable tomorrow. We can keep talking about it. Tomorrow. We're going to read our book. We're going to practice. We're going to start changing our agreements with our own kooky brains. Okay? We're going to keep talking about the fifth, yes, there's a 5th agreement book. We might get to that. We're going to do this agreement. Let's get impeccable, guys. Let's push our power. Let's push our power for the good of humanity. Sounds like, well, you too can be MLK. You too can be Jeffrey Hodgson in New Zealand. You too can be Jesus Christ in Australia. No, wait. Don't be that. Wait, I take that one back. Okay? You guys go have a beautiful day. Okay? Tiffany, love you, girl. And Kyle and Cobalt. And King and Penny. Penny, you're funny. And Whiskey and Jackie Cat. And Niffy and Herbie Von Werby, come up. And West Smoke, don't be JC, please. Mushy, have a great day, kid. Big old galoot. Billy D, love you, man. Jesus Christ. I'm so glad you're here, bro. Thank you for letting up. I love you, man. Slingblade and Marky Z and R&R. And Kyle, there's Kyle. SSW and Mike Barball. Mark McDaniel, nice to see you, Marky. Danny the Big Singleton. Tony is waffling all over the place. Slingy and Sandman, I love you. Oh, by the way, Sandman are the liquid cultures. It's going to take him a day or two to get them out because of the freezing weather. I forgot I was supposed to announce that earlier. LCs, any orders? Put a day or two delay in your brain understanding because it's the weather. Okay? So, sorry, I should have mentioned that sooner. It's all fake. Get out of here. Stop being fake. Deborah, you're my pearl. And Saska Mojo and Mitty Matt and Calico Kid. He's on his cowboy. He's a cowboy. Evan McHugh, I think he plays pool. It's all fake. And Jesus Christ in Australia. There's my buddy Michael Patterson. Ghastly and Pidgey Page. Justin, it's always okay. Big Al, love you. Tiff, there she is. Jimmy, max it out. Shy, you're not. Mark McDaniel, Mike Baraball, Cat Meowzilla, Kyle Browning, Marky Z, Jesus Christ, DBS Coins is the big winner. Was cross-eyed seamstress, she couldn't menstruate. That's a good one. Whiskey, I'm glad you're here. You bring a smile to my face every 17 seconds. Daniel Cunningham, Cobalt, R&R, Jesus Christ, Sandy, Mike, Jolie. She knows all about that. Mushmouth, Kyle, one, adios. SSW, Hemp Toad, Ribbit, Teddy, love you, bro. Can't wait to see you. Hemp and Kyle and Michael. And Michael, Mike, Michael, Mark, Jesus Christ, and Kyle, and Michael, and Marco, and Marco, and Michael, and Mike, and Daniel, and SSW, and Jesus Christ, and Australia, perhaps, Healthy Green City. It's going to be the day you make. And since you said it's going to be a good one, I officially say I agree. Go have a beautiful one. Get out of here. See you guys here tomorrow.